PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This broadcast is presented by the authority of the International Motorsports Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast, descriptions or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the International Motorsports Association is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the 2022 installment of the IMSA Podcast. Now, live from Yukon, Oklahoma, the voice of the IMSA Podcast, Daniel Voiles.
And hello and good morning and welcome to the IMSA Podcast on this Tuesday. Yes, it is on a Tuesday. It was supposed to be on a Monday, which was yesterday, but because of my little lack of sleep, I decided to postpone that show to this morning. And yeah, and that was it. But anyway, welcome to this morning's episode of the IMSA Podcast here on the PCSRA Radio Network. I'm Daniel Voiles. It is great to be with you guys for the second episode of the IMSA Podcast for 2022. And we're going to get right down to the business of the whole ordeal. So, yeah. The beavers in the chat, damn. So, yeah. I'll need to put something in the president's chat. I'll go over a few announcements before we get started. So, yeah. Alright. Let's go over the... I gotta clear up all this stuff up on this deal. Alright. So let's do... let's go over the sketch... Let's talk about a few things. First off, we're going to go over the official results for the prototype challenge, because they had their first race of the season. Tony's Kazmits at let's see, Bruce Hamilton were the winners in that regard. Dines and Peugeot second, Gidley and Kovala third, Bronson, Canadalucci fourth, Cannoli and Olsen fifth. Sixth was the Prolux and Wisley car, Watts Janssen seventh. Eighth was Skolin Format, Bagalo was ninth, and the Grant brothers of Keith and David Grant completed the top 10. The 57 team had a crash on the last lap. That was the Sereno duo, and of course the 21 car did not take the green flag as a result. Car number 4 was moved to the back as a penalty as posted on the notice board. So I guess they didn't serve a penalty or something like that. That's probably something, so that really affected things in the point standings, so there you go. Alright, moving over to the pilot challenge. They did their actually they already did their time trials, or not time trials, their oh fudge, what is it? Their Their roar test. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. So let's go over to the starting grid. Hi, Sean. Yes, good morning to you, sir. Until I sound a little better, because I said that I was about to fall asleep at work yesterday because of how lack of sleep I've had. So, but today I feel a lot better. So, yeah. I don't know how much better I'm going to be by the end of the night tonight. So, yeah. Anyway, moving over to the pole award, Ricky Taylor and Felipe Albuquerque claimed the Motel Pole Award by winning Sunday's Rolex 24 qualifying race at Daytona. The number 5 JC Miller Motorsports Cadillac will be sharing the front row for that race coming up. Wake up. I need some coffee or something like that to wake me up. So, but I'm gonna go get some food after the stream's done. So yeah. Kamui Kobayashi, best qualifying result for that 48 team so far. The number 10 Konya Acura was had to start last after getting a penalty for a wing angle infraction during Saturday's qualifying session. So yeah. Into LMP2. So I'm just gonna go over who is on pole for the classes, just to make this a little easier for you all. Mathiasen Motorsports, the Mikkel Jensen and Brian Keating car, the number 52 machine, took pole in LMP2 for the Rolex 24 over the 11 car, which is Stephen Thompson and Jonathan Bomarito. They will share the front row for that one. In that regard, Josh Burden and Jarrett Andretti took the pole in LMP3, which they won the class qualifying. They will share the front in that 36. So, yeah. Number 6, Mueller Motorsports American Dupree DO8 will start second, as far as that's concerned. Let's see. Can I find the freaking qualifying results? I want the whole starting grid, so that way I know who's starting what. And it's not showing me the grid. What the heck? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we found the rest of the grid. Okay, sweet. The number 63 for GT Daytona Pro was won by the 63, who made a late pass on the 79 Porsche to take the pole. So the 79 Porsche will start on the front row as far as that's concerned. So, yeah. 15 finished third because the 97 got penalized and ended up fourth in class. And then for GT Daytona, Russell Ward and Lucas Auer made it easy as the number 57 Windward Racing Mercedes led all but 3 laps to cruise to the GT Daytona pole as they edged out the number 59 Crucial Motorsports McLaren. So they will start on the front row for that race. So that is your pole. So that is your pole setters for both the Rolex 24 at Daytona, the 60th Rolex 24 at Daytona. So it should be a really good race as far as that's concerned. A couple of IMSA news, since there's not a whole lot. We already know the Lexus GT Daytona deal is thriving, which is really good. One news I just got up yesterday. This is regarding about the Pilot Challenge coming up. Former IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge champion Billy Johnson will make his return to full season competition this year as part of the Core Motorsports Ford Mustang GT4 effort. The 2016 GS Class title winner will team up with Bob Michelin, the number 59 entry, beginning with this weekend's BMW M Endurance Challenge at Daytona. That's this Friday, by the way. So, looking forward to that. Yes, I will be covering all of the IMSA series. I didn't do that last year, which was my bad. So, but at least you knew I made it up for it. So, yeah. So, of course, we're gonna have Harrison Burton, Haley Deegan, uh, a bunch of Xfinity drivers. Austin Cindric, I think's in there, and many more. So we got a lot of Xfinity drivers, and also Haley Deegan, the Truck Series driver, that's going to be taking part in this. And so far, Haley Deegan said her Mustang is really good on the long runs. Short runs could be bad, but the long run is what could be the difference maker. So, yeah. So you can watch the BMW Challenge on Friday. That will be on the IMSA Radio Network. They will go green at what, 1 o'clock or something like that. Let me double check. Da 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 da. Blah. Event schedule. Let me look at the event schedule. Yeah. If you have streaming on Peacock, it will be, they will go green shortly after 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have on Thursday the first of 2 races for the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich Tire. They will have their 2 races. They'll start Thursday. They'll have one on Friday morning. Then it'll be the Pilot Challenge, leading up to Saturday and Sunday's coverage of the 60th annual Rolex 24 at Daytona. You can listen to all of the racing coverage on the IMSA Radio Network, on NBC, USA, Peacock, USA, Peacock will be back live. Then it'll be back on IMSA TV. Then the checker flag will be on NBC to conclude the broadcast. USA will have the coverage of the MX-5 Cup as well as the BMW Endurance Challenge and all that. So we're definitely looking forward to that. It should be exciting racing. 24 hours. It is a very, very, very long race so far. Let me go over the entry list real quick for the MX-5. There are 31 cars that will be entered. Boy, if last year's photo finish for the MX-5 Cup was any indication as far as the races we had last year, we're in for one hell of a fight. As I'm trying to get to the entry list, and my phone's being a derping hyena, there are 48 drivers in the the Pilot Challenge. Most notables, as I said, we have, Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, they're in the 41. Chase Briscoe, Haley D in the 42. A couple of NASCAR superstars there. We got Bill Overland. Of course, Billy Johnson's in there. Michael Lewis, Taylor Hager, Mark and Robert Wickens. Nice to see Wickens back, especially him racing. Chad Gilsinger, who finished second in the runoffs in 2008 driving a Honda. So, and of course he's now part of Honda of America, the team research of Honda. Victor Gonzalez, no relationship to the Victor Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. So, yeah. So, that's really good. So, 32 Grand Sports cars the rest are ST cars, which is touring car, or excuse me, touring car. I'm still trying to get used to that class. And of course, as I said, we only have 61 entries for the Rolex 24. So we have 13 GT Daytona Pros, 22 GT Daytonas, 9 LMP3s, 10 LMP2s, and 7 Daytona Prototype Internationals. A lot of good talent in this series. Of course, Kevin Magnussen, his first season with Cadillac Racing. Sebastian Bourdais, of course, he has done racing IndyCar, so his focus will be endurance racing to end his career. So, yeah. So that is your lot for the 2022 Roar Before the 24. If it was any indication of what we saw in that race on Sunday, I have a great feeling we're going to be in for one hell of a fight. Looking forward to the MX5 race as well as the Pilot Challenge, which you'll see that on the IMSA's YouTube channel. And also the entire Rolex 24 at Daytona. It's going to be an exciting race from start to finish. Can't wait to get this party started. Who will start the championship really good? Will the 48 team have a better start to the Endurance Cup versus last year? Can Corvette Racing bounce back after their struggles in the Roar Before the 24? They had a lot of issues with their car as far as that's concerned. So will the defending champions bounce back in this race this weekend? I hope so, but something tells me McLaren and all the other makes in GT Daytona Pro look really good. So it's going to be a struggle for that Corvette team, but hopefully they can salvage something out of this situation so far. Can't wait for the LMP3 battle, the GT Daytona, and also the LMP2. Looking forward to a great coverage. David Land and I will always be up to speed on what's going on. David Land will have a preview of the give you a race update on Saturday and on Sunday. And, of course, everybody will be doing reactions on Sunday as well. So we're really looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys look forward to a great race, as it always is at Daytona. And, yeah, so with that said and done, that's going to do it for this episode of the IMSA Podcast. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a like, comment here, give us your thoughts, and subscribe to become part of the Blue Hedgehog crew today. This week's upcoming events on this channel brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA and OU Athletics. We have Triple P tomorrow! Woo! We're excited. Triple P tomorrow, as far as that's concerned. However, a time when that show goes on live is TBA. It may be a 1 p.m. Eastern time. It will only be Cody. It may be only just Taylor and myself as far as the as far as that show is tomorrow. So, Triple P tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Then Thursday, join me for the Movie Express as we wrap up my shows this week and all that. Got some cool movies I still need to rate that I've seen back in the day. So, yeah. Some movies that I've seen as a little kid, and we'll go from there. So that's a look at this week's upcoming event. This week's upcoming PCSRA events brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of OU and Triple P Athletics. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud sponsor of Triple P of the PCSRA and wants to remind you that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com to learn more. Special thanks to Sean in the chat. Thank you to Zachary Taylor, Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Dennis Kelly, Tom Shores, Greg Rutz, Nathan Orman running the show for us back in our PCSRA Network studios. Until tomorrow for Triple P at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, this is Daniel Vols saying, Boomer Sooner, everybody. See you tomorrow for Triple P.
On the PCS Array Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the 2022 installment of the IMSA Podcast. Now live from Yukon, Oklahoma. PCS Array fans, thanks for watching today's episode of the IMSA Podcast on the Blue Hedge on TV. Today's broadcast was brought to you by Del Taco, Home Depot, Love's Travel Stops, Subway, and by Chevrolet. Thanks for joining us for the IMSA Podcast. Copyright 2022 by the International Motorsports Association, Incorporated.